Okay, thoughts on Nicolas Cage?
I think he's a genius. I mean, he keeps getting hired for some reason, and it's not because of his hair.
I don't know. If I was in 70 films over 30 years and I spent each one talking at random volumes, I might accidentally win an Oscar.
I think our opinions about pop culture are fed to us by machines designed to criminalize human autonomy.
Good one. Dear God.
Okay.
Go, stand back. Give him space.
Nicolas Cage, good or bad? A challenge, certainly, but not unsolvable. Because all actors have distinct values, which I use to find answers.
Abed, how much Nicolas Cage did you...
Enough! I watched enough to find the answers. Because this is my reality. This is how I learned to be. And my being doesn't allow for Nicolas freaking Cage, okay? Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh! Oh! Oh, I'm a cat. I'm a sexy cat. Oh, 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 oh.
Abed, think of something safe like Holly Hunter or Don Cheadle. Abed? Abed?
That was brilliant.
Welcome to Flyby Films, once or twice a month using the magic of distance-defying tubes or some stupid asinine shit like that. We get together to discuss films that either have been or will be forgotten. I'm Blake Collier, and sitting next to me in this tiny box is my friend from Chico, California, Jamison Barsotti. How you doing, Jamison? You don't have to answer. On this episode, we're going to be talking about Army of Shadows. And I forgot what year it was. Do you have that year?
1969.
1969. Well, that's not problematic.
Well, interestingly, it came out in France in 1969 or 1970,
But it wasn't
around
until 2006 in America.
Yeah, it didn't get a wide release. Yeah, so
because it was too much.
Too much.
And I thought it was pretty tame, honestly. Like I didn't see the.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about this because I think this has to do with the movie, and maybe. Yeah,
I mean, in theory, I get it, but like on the big scheme of like movies,
I
seem pretty tame.
I kind of even disagree with the outrage over this. Yes, you know.
Yeah. I agree. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about cinema on this episode.
Cinema.
We've gotten tired of film.
Yeah, don't bring your film takes.
So I was like, you know what? We need to heighten our game a little bit. So I picked this one. Do you want to know how I picked it?
I would love to know what shadows you were looking into.
Well, it's basically what every person does, and doesn't say that they do it. They just say that they knew about the film. But I looked up a list of movies that dealt with prisons that were like the best of the best, and I found a site that had like pretty much chronological, not like all of the prison movies, but like the top of the like the best of the best, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
the cream of the incarcerated crop.
Crop, yes.
Yeah.
And they went like chronological from the earliest to the most recent. And there were a couple of movies on the list that I was like, okay, these actually sound really great. And this was one of them. And so I decided to go with it. I can't remember the name of the other one, but I can find the site and pick it up at some point if I decide to. But yeah, so I basically just Googled it.
All right. That's what people do.
I mean, it's on Criterion, so the smart people, our friend Aaron Bergstrom probably already knew about it.
Yes.
He's probably seen it twice or 3 times even.
He probably has written a review that, to be completely honest, if you're listening to this, you should just turn it off and go look for Aaron Bergstrom's review of this movie.
Honestly, he's probably done a full book on a small indie imprint on this movie, more than likely. Knowing that guy and his brothers. I bring him up because he's going to be coming on at some point here soon.
I'm looking forward to that.
To talk about some more Canadian cinema, because we're going to force him to make that a thing on our show.
We've actually you and I have been doing a good job of watching some Canadian cinema.
Yeah, man. Did you? We both watched Nirvana, the band,
the show,
the music,
the movie. Yes.
I always forget which. Whoa, I want to say Nirvana, the band, the music, the show, the movie, the band.
So I knew the bit was that it was Nirvana, the band, the show, and then this is the movie version of it, so it's called the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until I watched it, because I haven't watched the show, even though I do like Matt Johnson. But I didn't realize that the band is called Nirvana the band. Okay. But not only that, Nirvana is spelled differently than Nirvana the band. There's 2 N's in the middle. So
yeah,
I didn't realize that. So
I will say this is the second Matt Johnson movie I've watched. Third. I feel like you told me to watch one and I watched it. What was the one that you told me to watch after I watched Blackberry?
Operation Avalanche?
No, I haven't watched it yet. So this is my second one.
Okay.
This is my second Matt Johnson movie, and he is 2 for 2. I mean, very different films. But and his next one is a biopic.
Yeah, he's got
biopic if you're one of those people.
He's signed a deal with the devil, and he
is it A24?
It's A24. You knew it. Although,
son of a bitch.
Although Andrew McCool, who does all of the music for his movies, was actually still allowed to do the music for this movie. So I think they signed up at least him and Andrew McCool together on it. So
who's the person? I always forget who the person they're doing the pick of is.
It's Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, that's right. Anthony. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of intrigued by that.
I'm most interested because it is a Matt Johnson movie. Honestly, I saw the preview and I was like, I don't, Anthony Bourdain.
Technically, Blackberry was a biopic too. So.
Yeah. I guess that was a biopic. It was more about the phenomenon, but I think it did focus on but
the two head.
Yeah, it still kind of felt Canadian. This one, I guess I don't know.
Do you think that this is when Matt Johnson crosses over?
Maybe. I mean, here's the thing.
Does that make you sad a little bit? It makes me sad a little bit.
Okay, it'll make me sad if they sign him up for a Marvel movie.
Oh gosh, let's hope that's not the case.
Or the next Spaceballs movie, whatever franchise. No,
they already ruined Taika for me. So
I don't think they ruined Taika for me, but I think
he doesn't get to do like everything he does post Thor has been blinking red lights. Oh, big film. I just want him to do his Hunt for the Wilder People shit.
Well, he did another small film, but it actually wasn't good. It was that soccer one. It was fine, but it was bad.
I remember a soccer one.
It was called The Next Goal Counts, and it was about think it was it America Samoa? No, it wasn't America Samoa. It was some island countries
Oh, I
soccer
do
team.
remember seeing the preview for that and thinking
Yeah,
it looked like basically a reworking of Cool Runnings.
yeah, it was kind of, but it wasn't as good as Cool Runnings. And
Well, I mean, really, there's very few things that could be better than Cool Runnings as far as you don't have John Candy. So,
yeah, yeah. But it was fine. And I think I remember feeling like, at least I'd rather have this than a Thor movie.
yeah,
But you know what? His next movie is Clara and the Sun, and I don't know if you read that
I know
book.
of it. I have not
Yeah,
read it.
but I'm looking forward to it. I like Ishiguro a lot, quite a bit. And so, well, it could be good. It could
Okay.
also be terrible. So,
Um, but Matt Johnson, stay Canadian. That's my advice for you.
yeah, I just hope. I don't know. I'm our friend of the podcast now, Joel Petrikis. Um, not really friend of
I
the
mean, he
podcast.
is. He is. By metrics unknown to him, he is a friend of the podcast.
But I still remember I read an article where he was just saying that with A24, if you have kind of a core group of people that you work with, generally they try to just abstract you away from whatever you do. And so it is encouraging to see that, like, even though Matt Johnson is making this A24 movie, he's allowed to work with some of his core collaborators.
Yeah.
So hopefully he keeps his spark. You know, I don't know. I shouldn't be one talking about people, selling out or anything like that. I'm sure I've had to sell out in my life. So
No, you've never
no.
sold out. I back in the day when I was at the height of my quote unquote film reviewer writing,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to listen to a lot of podcasts like Film Spotting and Kermode and Mayo and all those shows. Like a big thing that would come up is this idea that oh fuck, I forgot my train of thought. Oh well, doesn't matter. Matt
I'm so
Johnson, stay
interested
Canadian.
in what you were gonna say.
It will
Can
come to me
I
eventually.
can I try to bring it out, massage it
Yes,
out
please
for
do.
you? Okay.
Massage it out.
So you were talking about podcasts. You were talking about things you used to listen to.
Yeah.
You were saying that a big thing that would come up is that you'd have them talking about people making their crossover hits or anything related to that. Is that what you were going for?
No,
No. Yeah.
no, no. If it comes to me during the show, I'll just like spout it out.
Just spout it out.
Just I'll interrupt whatever's been being talked about, and I will just go full straight into that.
cut me off. Right.
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
In the middle of my most impassioned monologue in the show.
I mean, if we have an impassioned monologue on this show, then something's wrong.
Blake, tell me a little bit about your insurance, because I think that would be a cool topic for a podcast.
Oh. So some behind the scenes talk. We were talking about how Jamison lost 13 pounds, right? And so now the shirt that didn't fit you now fits you. And I was saying,
Yes.
well, I'm on the larger side. My wife doesn't like me saying I'm a fatty. Apparently, it's like negative talk or something. Like I don't understand therapeutic culture. It doesn't make sense to me. But I'm like I'm on the larger side, and I've gained a lot in the past couple of years. And so I was about to tell the story of my insurance to to Jamison, and I was like, wait, no, this is great podcasting. So yeah, I got some letter in the mail from my health insurance saying, hey, if you're needing to lose weight and you're wanting to work on your metabolism, blah blah blah, there's this program that you can be a part of for free. And it's like a $1,200 value. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to screw the insurance over as much as possible. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get shit. I'm gonna get that, $1,200 worth of shit. I don't care. And so I signed up for it. And I even got this like tracker watch because the CIA needs to know where I'm at. It's just a Garmin. I didn't even know Garmin was still existed.
Yeah.
Last time I heard of Garmin, they were like, like sonar on fishing boats.
Yeah. No, they're doing watches. Garmin watches are a big thing.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. Like the thing I like about it, as opposed to like an Apple Watch or something like that, is that it still gives me notifications when shit happens on my phone, but it only pops up and then it disappears and you can't access it otherwise.
Oh.
So like if you don't look at it right away, you won't be able to see it until you like. And I'm like, that's the way to do it right there.
So you just ignore it for a second and then it goes away.
Yeah, I just ignore it and then I can't access it. Well, I'm sure I can, but I don't really care to find out.
Yeah. You don't need to hack your Garmin.
So I got that. I got a Bluetooth scale.
Oh.
And I got this like janky insert for my skin that shoots a little wire up into my arm and takes my glucose.
Oh.
Constantly.
And just
and then I got like 15 apps for all of those three things. And it's tied together into one app because you have to have the other apps in order to shoot the information to the one app.
Wait, why can't you just have one app that does?
I know. But guess what? I got $1,200 worth of shit from the insurance company, so I don't care.
You know what? It sounds to me like you got $600 worth of crap and
now I got the CIA on my ass.
Marked up $600 worth of apps. That
guess what? Hey, look on the bright side. Still $600.
Still $600. No, you know what, Blake? Congratulations.
I've been doing this for a week and a half now. I got it last Monday. This is a Monday that we're currently recording on. So, yeah. And so now I can see every time my wife, I was joking with my wife. My wife was like, so have you noticed any like changes in the way you like eat or like whenever you have that information at your fingertips, like does it change anything for you? I was like, well, it basically just makes me like whenever something like happens with my glucose or something, I'm like, oh shit, the fatty police are going to come after me. And I made her laugh pretty hard at that point. And I kept just going with the bit until it kind of stopped being funny. And then I just knew it was over. I was like, okay, well, it was good while it lasted. It's all fear-based. All dieting is fear-based, Jamison.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's fear-based.
And when I can see all this shit, I'm like, oh, that's going to fuck me over. Oh, well.
Do you feel bionic knowing that you are more attached to your phone than you have been before?
Actually, no, it hasn't changed my my phone habits. My phone habits have been better than they were like 6 years ago, but they're still not great.
No, I meant since you're like uploading your data into your phone.
Oh yeah, no, I know that shit's going, getting paid for by some shady organizations out there. Like I recognize that. It's all to fuck the insurance company. That's all. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, that's fine.
They'll probably cut me off if they hear this podcast, but I don't give a shit. I'm not giving it back.
if that's the way we got to get listeners, you know what?
Hey.
By signing up for programs and then bad mouthing them
I've got.
so that they have to listen to us.
I do have to meet with a coach on. I have to do like lab work every like 90 days or some shit, and I have to meet up with a coach or some medical something another. And they're likely going to prescribe to me GLP-1s, and we'll see how that goes.
So I was gonna ask if it was related to that, just because
I'm on the fence on that, but
okay,
we'll see. We'll see. I'm not opposed to trying it. I just know that GLP-1s at their core are basically fixing the symptoms and not the actual problem. And so like part of me thinks that like I need to have the habits set before I actually do it. Otherwise, I'm going to be so dependent on the crutch that is a GLP-1 that if I ever decide to stop, I'm just like going to gain a portion of that weight back.
Yeah.
And so for me, that actually is more scary than anything. So
I think they've found that, people do gain some back when they like go off it, but there's like, they don't gain. It's not like over gaining, but there's so many. I get so confused reading these things, but because there's so many like, oh, this helps, but then like, oh, it doesn't help. Like coffee, I have no idea if coffee is good for you because there's a study that says it's good for you. There's a study that says it's bad for you.
Same thing with chocolate. Same thing with red wine.
Yeah.
Same thing with pick your poison.
I don't even need it to be good for me. I'm not trying to win by drinking coffee.
Yeah.
I'm already winning because it's good. But I
read something the other day that the blue protection on lenses for glasses doesn't actually help with screens. And I'm like, until about 2 years from now, when another study comes out saying that they do help. And this, folks, is why I have an issue with science. Because they can't read the future.
Is bitches sometimes.
Oh, that's one of my favorite episodes of TV.
Goes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so you have a book of experts that you open up to and you have faith in. Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a great episode. Yeah. So there you go. The other story I have is camping. I went camping with my family.
I want to hear about this.
AF. I guess in the 90s. Oh God, it was rough. I really hoped by the time I got home that like I had saunted off some pounds and nothing. All for naught. But whatever. It was a great trip though. It was just hot and my oldest got shit tons of mosquito bites. Like all around his like waist and like around his like penis and all this stuff. And he was itchy. So we had to like put Benadryl on him all the time for like 3 days after we got back.
Oh, poor Seamus. Oh my God.
I had some too around the same area, but it wasn't near as bad as he had it.
Dude, yeah. No, mosquitoes like me, honestly, and I'm probably going to get cancer from this, but I just bring like the deediest DEET in the world because it works. And yeah, I'll try like whatever, your citronella balls that you put in your pockets or whatever.
Yeah.
But, no.
Yeah, I feel like I pretty much got deeded up like every day during every summer of my childhood, and I've yet to have cancer.
You know what?
I don't know. Like, yes, I could get cancer at some other point in the future, but I feel like I've made it, nearly 43 years and not gotten cancer, and I have so much D in my blood.
You know what I hear though?
Because my parents didn't give two shits about
Well,
that.
our parents didn't know about the health effects of some of these
No,
things.
I don't think you understand. My parents wouldn't have cared because they wouldn't have trusted the experts.
Yeah.
That's my kind of parents right there.
Yeah.
They were like, oh yeah, the scientists. They also think dinosaurs existed. That was my dad. He didn't think dinosaurs ever existed.
Ever?
Nope.
So we just thought those were like rocks
Fake
that we
skulls, which admittedly most of the ones in museums are fake. They don't put that stuff out there for people to ruin. Like
That's true. Also, yeah, I remember when I realized I was like, oh, they don't find a full set of bones like this. Like,
nope.
This is clearly.
And even if they did, they wouldn't put it up there where people would touch it.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. He also didn't believe in headaches for a good portion of his life until he finally got one. So.
Didn't believe in headaches.
Yeah.
So.
He would tell us to lock up whenever we had a headache.
Yeah. I feel like that's like one of those things where. Yeah. You like lack empathy. Did your dad lack empathy or just in the headache sphere?
No, he was a pretty empathetic guy for the most part. He just had like very strong, like principled stances on weird shit.
Okay, yeah, I could see that.
And it was partly because both of my parents are very anti-authoritarian in the sense that or not authoritarian, anti-authority. And so like they didn't necessarily hold any strong understanding of like experts as a thing.
Yeah.
Which I'm not I wouldn't say I'm that far gone, but I get it. Like it's like what we were talking about. Like it changes every 2 years. So I get it.
I think experts are expert is a status that people like to be, but they don't like the responsibility of. And so you have a lot of experts that don't know how to distill the information. And I think that problem has caused a lot of harm in the
and
world.
Then you have the whole other class of experts who just don't stay in their lane and double down, like Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember for like a month when Neil deGrasse Tyson tried to be a film critic on Twitter.
Oh, God.
And he realized his whole thing was the scientific accuracy of a movie, which I think that was when people realized that science doesn't have all the answers. Because I feel like up until that moment, we were all really like on this trajectory of like, I love science, this house believes in science, and all this pro science, quote unquote, stuff. And then Neil deGrasse Tyson got involved in film criticism and was like, Interstellar sucks because, and then it was this asinine reason of why the movie actually sucked that had to do with like one shot that didn't matter. And then everybody was like, okay, Neil, maybe science isn't that cool.
Oh, that's sweet, Neil. That's sweet. Bless your heart.
That's sweet. And so I think Neil deGrasse Tyson actually helped correct us.
I honestly think Neil deGrasse Tyson has done more harm to science than he's done good.
I don't know about that. I would go so far.
I think he's superb when he stays in his lane, which is his expertise of astronomy and that area of study. Like he's great. But most of the time when he's talking, he's not talking about that shit.
What I'm trying to say is he was the cringe scapegoat that actually help turn us away from our idolization of science. And so, you know,
and it would be nice to say that someone put him up to it, but the dude he's a bullseye just waiting to happen.
You know what? I'm gonna give him props for making that sacrifice for culture.
You know what? I guess everyone's got to have props sometimes, right? Jamison, how you been?
I've been all right. I'm actually having a good day. I was really tired last week for some reason, and part of the problem was I was like getting insomnia and I couldn't sleep, and that made me tired.
Have you gone to a doctor about that?
Yeah, and the doctor just told me to take sleeping meds, and I was like,
God.
okay, that's fine.
You need to get a second opinion.
No, I mean honestly, how that translates is, oh, you got to do more things, to, you know, and that makes me more anxious. But no, the sleeping meds actually work, just over the counter.
I'm sure they do.
And
I just I'm a little leery of doctors who just like the first thing they say is medicine.
Well,
try this.
Yeah, my doctor is pretty lazy. He always, which I kind of appreciate, because I don't think he gives me too much to do, and he kind of gives me the like tough love, like, yeah, it's just this. And I think sometimes he's wrong, but I think it's okay because sometimes he's right. And sometimes the answer is just, you got to deal with it and you're getting older. And I think I need to hear that from a professional to believe it. And that's good for me. Other times, I think he's full of shit, and I kind of make fun of him to my friends, which is fine. And I'm sure he doesn't care at all because he's not being paid to be liked.
He is the personification of this podcast in the medical field.
Sure.
Effortless.
Yeah. Effortless. But yeah, every time I go to him and I'm like, hey, I'm experiencing this problem, his answer is always like, you're fine, you're just 39. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense. And then he'll be like, oh, you have high blood pressure. And I'll be like, yeah, I've had it all my life. He's like, oh, that's probably true. Well, we got to get you on medicine for that, because that will like be a problem. And then he's like, well, we'll start you on this, but you're getting older, so you're probably going to get fatter. So we might have to up your dosage.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that makes sense, but can't we do that as it happens instead of you Nostradamusing it onto me and telling me like all of these bad things are going to happen to me? But yeah, so anyway.
Wow.
Anyway.
Okay, so you had insomnia.
I had insomnia.
Carry on.
And I got really tired. And then I got a couple nights of sleep and I'm all good. So
beautiful.
That's you know, I took Hazel to the creek yesterday and we had a blast. And
wait, do
that
you
was
call
great.
it a creek or a crick?
It's a creek. There's two E's.
Two E's. Yeah,
two
it's
E's.
A long E.
Long E.
Creek.
Yeah. Creek.
Okay. You know, the further east you go, it's crick.
I know. You know,
I say creek too. So,
you know, crick has its charm.
I mean, it's cool. It sounds nice. I mean,
just like
I'm going to the crick. So
naked is also kind of charming, but I say it the way I say it.
Reminds me of one of my favorite shows, Justified, and the hollers of Kentucky.
Yeah.
You froze, so I was vamping. And he's frozen again. I think his Raspberry Pi is really fucking up things quite a bit over there. Folks, this is pretty common, although it hasn't happened in quite a while. But whenever it stalls out on us, that one of us just decides to vamp until the other one like comes back on.
I'm back, and
Oh, you're back.
Blake,
Okay.
I'm better than ever. I've
Oh,
never
yeah, you
been
are.
better.
Never been better.
Never been better.
Never been bettered.
I was on the wrong network. I apologize.
That's what she said.
I don't get that one.
Because guess what? Everything is online now, including sex.
Sex is online. You know what? I was thinking
You
about
gotta
this.
download that shit. Get it? You gotta download.
I don't get these innuendos. Um.
Download.
Okay. I'm going to explain to the listeners. As Blake was saying download, he was motioning with his hand and he was pushing down. I'm still trying to figure this out, but I admire Blake's efforts. Blake, we haven't done this for a couple episodes, but what music have you been listening to lately?
Oh shit. Lately, I mean, typically what I do on most Fridays is that I use my hoity-toity music service that is not Spotify, because fuck that
Buzz.
service. Quobuzz.
Buzz.
Which is a French service, but they pay 22 cents per stream to the artist.
That's pretty good.
Highest in the industry. Anyways, so that's why I use them. They're great. They have high def. You can buy music too. And I mean, it's expensive, but hey, it's all going to the artist, or a good portion of it's going to the artist. So I like it. And the thing I like most about it is that their new release section every Friday is a lot more global in nature. Because they're a French company, they're a lot more broad in what they're like bringing into the new releases.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's shit that I find that I would have never found on Spotify. Bandcamp's about the only other one that I found really cool music. Just searching through stuff. But what I like about it is that you get you get your big American music and Canadian music and all that stuff. But most of the time, they really love their jazz and they really love their classical. So you get like shit that's like stuff that you would never like look for. And I've listened to a lot of it, and it's really good. Not necessarily stuff I would listen to a lot, but I appreciate being able to like find it and like
having it
enjoy
come
it.
into your circle for a little bit, and then visit it, and then be like,
stretch myself a little bit musically.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, no other place, like very few places would have Anna von Housewolf as like the album of the week.
Sure. Yeah.
Which it was when it came out, this last one. They do an album of the week, and then they have
could have been
what
just
they call
album of the year.
I mean, basically.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And yours, I think.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
But I think they also do one that's like, they do album of the week, they pick one, and most of the time it's not anyone you've heard of. Occasionally they'll do like, this last Friday they did Charlie XCX, which I haven't listened to it yet, but it is what it is.
I don't think I could tell you what a Charlie XCX song is. I just know she did Brat, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Which was an album.
She was the anthem of Brat Summer.
Yeah. So.
Which will go down as one of the worst summers in history, because that's when the Democrats decided to run Kamala. But whatever.
That was 2 summers ago.
Yep.
I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Before the second Trump term. Yeah, so they do that, and then they do a new artist. They pick an album by a debut artist, and those are really often pretty good too. Like, just they give the shout out to people who have basically just started their career, and I dig it. So, yeah.
Do you find that that it's like true debut artists, or is it like how the Grammy calls them debut artists, where like when Modest Mouse came out with Good News, it was
Yeah,
like
no,
best
I'm
new artist
sure.
of the year, and you're like, oh,
I won't say I've listened to all of them when they've come
yeah,
out, but I know that the ones I have looked at, it's been their actual debut album,
okay,
like
yeah,
like a legitimate like first album for them. Now that's not to say that they don't have like EPs out there or something like that, but
mm-hmm,
it's generally speaking, I think that's they try to keep it to actual new artists
mm-hmm.
who are just coming on the scene and have made really fascinating music. So yeah, I mean it's if you really like jazz, which I wish I liked jazz more than I do, um, then you would find a plethora of new jazz every week on the service. Um, yeah, but anyway, so I've been listening to like I'll go through and I'll listen. I told you this the other day, but cover art goes a long ways towards me
Mm-hmm.
trying it out, and so I kind of unless I've heard of the artist and I like the artist, I pretty much look at the cover art and I'm like, oh, that's a cool cover. I'm gonna give that a shot. Why not? The next thing I listen or I look for is like the genre, which
Mm-hmm.
basically if it says alternative and indie, I ignore it because I don't I don't understand it. Every time I've listened to an alternative indie genre, it's like all over the board. Like it
Yeah,
could be metal, it could be rock, it could be singer songwriter. It doesn't make any sense to me, so I just ignore it. But I like look for post punk or you know
mm-hmm.
genres that I really like, and so I'll listen to those. But really, like I find myself in more and more as I get older, going down these like rabbit holes of like artists I used to really like and searching them up and seeing if they've released anything in the past 10 years um, and revisiting them.
Yeah.
So I just recently found out that the Builders or Butchers and the Builders released a new album this year,
Oh,
and
nice.
listened to that today, and it was good.
I didn't know
It's
about that. Yeah.
if you like them, I mean, every album is very much of the same quality. Like you know
Yeah,
what you get with them.
I had one album, and they kind of have a similar. I don't know about how they sound now, but
It's pretty much the same. Like there's
yeah.
very little change. Yeah, it's
So
if you like one album, you like them all. So
it's kind of like Kira had Mumford and Sons on today,
the
and
new one,
I don't know. It could be any of them. Like
the new one was the first Mumford Sons I actually like kind of liked since the very first album.
I think it was the first album, but
Yeah.
she was like, "What's that?" She was actually looking for the music video with Will Forte and
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, it's probably just like it, I think I like guessed the name, and it was the name of the song because it just sounds like a Mumford and Sons name." But that song sounds like it could be on the first album, and they all kind
Yeah.
of sound the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
But I think that criticism is actually overplayed
Oh, it's
because
super overplayed. Yeah.
we are, as a culture, fucking love folk music and country and western. And what do these genres do best? Play the same goddamn song over and over again. Sometimes even literally the same song by just a
It
different
really is.
artist.
It's
And it's
so
okay. This is like
yeah,
this is
it's fine.
how you save and you make music sacred is you just play the same thing over and over
Yeah.
and over again, and you pass it to different generations. And sometimes it changes, and that's actually, Blake, you said someone wasn't going to do an impassioned monologue, and here I am talking about the sacredness of folk music, you know.
Well, here's the thing though, like one of those things where like country music, yes, largely same songs written over and over again, not a whole lot of difference lyrically. The key to country music is the voice. Like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, quote unquote great. I mean, Johnny Cash didn't have the greatest voice, but the baritone like covered a lot of sins. But you know, compare him to like, you know, Patsy Cline or, you know, Leanne Rimes or someone like that. Like, he didn't have a quote unquote great voice. So it's about the character of the voice with country, and it's about the character of the instrumentation in folk music. Like, folk music actually has a lot more room lyrically, because folk music has always kind of bled into other genres by its very nature. Because, you know, you've got folk that's tied to, you know, old school Appalachian religious music or pagan rituals or, you know, all sorts of different types of folk music. So it's like, but the instrumentation is what ultimately seals the deal with folk music. The Punch Brothers released a new album. I listened to that too, because I think they're great. That's Chris Thiele from Nickel Creek. His newest band. They're great. But what you get is what you get. You're not looking at a surprise, like, but you know the instrumentation and the quality and the effort they put in is going to be worth it. So yeah. I like folk Americana. I like country. Although country is a weird, it's in a weird space, and it has been ever since like the late 90s. But there are some pretty great artists out there that are making great music. Sturgill being one.
Yeah. No, I think you had me listen to the new Sturgill Simpson album, and I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Oh yeah. It's very honky tonk. It's very like in your face kind of fuck you kind of mentality.
Yeah, and you know, I think it had enough distortion for me, where I was like, okay, yeah, I'm on this.
Which,
but yeah,
Sturgill is weird because he intentionally is a chameleon. Like, he's always going to be considered a country artist, but his music goes all over the place. Like, you can tell he's an actual fan of music. Like, his album, the album that had the In Bloom from Nirvana cover, was largely soul. Like, it had the Daptones horn section as the background for most of the songs. And it's one of my favorite albums. I think it's great. But yeah, I mean, he's a chameleon, and I feel like that's the best of country music nowadays, is those people that are willing to like expand the borders of what country can be, and not just pop, which is what it was for a good portion of time in the late 90s to like 2010s.
No, and that was my family, you know, before I kind of branched out into my own music, my family went through a big country phase, and that's what I remember. And that's what kind of like stuck with me as like, oh, country is dumb because it's just this like weird pop music that you know exists on this channel but not anywhere else,
unless you're Taylor Swift,
but
and you make the crossover.
Sure, you know, I mean, that's very much like certain Christian artists, you know. You had the Christian ghetto, and then you made the crossover with a few
none more famous than Switchfoot, probably.
Yeah
They're still making albums, and I tried to listen to the newest one, and it's sucked.
Yeah, and I
I
think
love the early stuff, but yeah,
some of
not
this
so much like
is just they get older and
yeah.
you don't evolve with them in the same way, and
Hmm.
it's like, oh yeah, you are something that I don't really care about anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's okay.
Yep.
I wish you a good life, John Switchfoot. Um,
I actually have a lot of respect for John Foreman. I just don't
yeah,
want to listen to his music.
and that's that's fine. Um, yeah, cool. So,
Unless so who have you been listening to?
well,
I
I was
spent
gonna
all this
say,
time talking about my fancy ass streaming service and the shit that I listen to. What have you been listening to?
I loved it. But
Junius. I know you've been listening to Junius.
Junius, Junius, um, Junius, yeah, I have been listening to Junius. Although I feel like you've been listening to the Junius
Yep.
even more than me. Um, but
I've listened
no.
to it probably 3 times now.
So
So
wait, I was gonna ask, Builders and Butchers,
yeah.
and did you have any other recommendations from your field?
Uh I
Just to nutshell you.
listened um
We'll
vamp for
write
a little
down.
bit and I'll look. I'll look.
We'll write down Junius as well.
Yeah,
The
Junius
new
is great.
Junius.
Yeah, it's a good. I don't think it's as good as their early stuff, but
Uh,
I thought it's solid. Yeah.
Junius, if you've listened to any of their recent albums, so any of the later albums, the new Junius, exactly what you would expect.
Yep.
It's not any different. Again, similar theme. But yeah, Junius is a good band if you're looking for a band that scratches that Deftones itch, but in
Yeah.
coming from maybe like instead of the Smiths, coming from like Bauhaus or something like that.
Yeah.
A much kind of darker post punk. Um, Junius is a really good. Um,
I've got Ted Hearn is queued up, but I haven't listened to it yet.
you have it, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to suggest that one. So I've been listening to this album, and this was kind of a deep dive find. I do not claim that actually, but I was on one of those like Bandcamp linking
Hmm.
frenzies, and I came across it. And so the album is called Farming by Ted Hearn and The Crossing. And Ted Hearn is a composer who uses found text um, to compose choral music. And and what I mean by found text is like one of his other albums, not Farming, is called Notes from the Bench, and
Yep.
their Supreme Court um, uh, transcripts that he
Oh,
puts to choral music.
nice.
And yeah, so you can kind of imagine the shenanigans you can get into that with that. This album is he lifts from William Penn, but also Jeff Bezos, and it's a lot more abstract of an idea of kind of the adventures of food and farming in modern day America, or from the beginnings of America all the way to modern day America.
How fascinating.
It's very, very interesting. He also delves a lot into hyperpop in this
Hmm.
album, and so it's very, very jarring at the same time because you have the sacred kind of choral music,
Hmm.
and you've got this glitchy hyperpop whatever,
Yep.
but he's also mixing in these words that are about uh, duty to man and God, with
Hmm.
Jeff Bezos talking about software as a service and people as a service and all this weird sacred and profane mixtures. And I thought it was very effective, and I guess this started out as like an actual show, a Broadway, not Broadway, just like
Off
it's not
Broadway.
it's not even Broadway. It's not a musical. It's
I think I could be wrong, but I think they call anything that's like not Broadway off Broadway. As kind of
yeah.
it's basically just anything that's not like big.
Yeah, it's just a very weird avant-garde show.
Yeah.
So it started as this in like 2023, and so kind of post-COVID, and they released the album last year on the record label is Death Bomb Arc, which I guess has been a record label for like almost 30 years at this point. But yeah, so this was one that took me a bit by surprise. Not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but I definitely liked it, and it's been in my rotation all week.
Yeah. You and I are both looking forward to the Shearwater album that's coming out this week.
Yeah.
I've been listening to the new Vince Staples a lot. Talking about like mainstream artists like Vince Staples. I'm looking forward to the Carly Rae Jepsen double album in September.
Ooh.
There you go. I got to be anti-Taylor Swift, and the best way to do that is to be a Carly Rae Jepsen fanatic.
So, I haven't been following this because I don't really follow. I know you're a big Carly Rae Jepsen fan. A double album always makes me feel like
I'm terrified.
They are well. It makes me feel like they just discovered Genesis and they are like trying to do a really big like prog opera.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what Carly Rae Jepsen is attempting to do? Okay.
No, I think she notoriously puts together a shit ton of music and then basically picks for 13 to 15 songs for the album.
Okay.
And then usually ends up putting a B-side album out the next year.
So this is like A and B together.
Basically, she said like I've got all this music, like might as well just like now there may be a story to it, who knows. I generally speaking am a little leery of anyone who puts out a double album because most of the time they're not great. But the two singles I've heard so far are very good. And she is not immune from less than stellar albums. So I unlike a Swiftie can tell the truth about such things.
I'm trying to think if I have a favorite double album. And I don't really know what
I think there are great double albums out there. Like they're few and far between.
What constitutes a double album? Does it have to be two separate albums?
Yeah, it has to be two separate albums put together in a single package.
Okay.
The Wall by Pink Floyd, which I know you're not a Pink Floyd fan, but that's one that automatically comes to mind.
But how is that a double album? Like, what are the two pieces? It is
well for them it's an epic story that takes two CDs to get.
That's what I mean. Is like that doesn't feel like a double album to me. That feels like a single album that's way too long. And I
think double album is not really like it's more of a statement of physical effect. It's like
okay.
There are two CDs in this. It's pointless now because we're in the digital age. It doesn't matter. But you still say it's a double album because you're getting up into the realm of like 20 some odd songs.
Okay. That I can deal with. I can deal with a metric that says if you reach 20 songs, you are releasing a double album.
Unless you're a hip hop album, and then it's not a double album.
Well, or
because they
are
notorious for 20 some odd songs.
Or if you're a grindcore out.
Yeah, exactly.
Band.
Yeah.
Because
that's because it takes you 20 songs to get like 30 minutes.
less than that. You get maybe 15, right? No. Okay. So
Yeah, it's useless terminology now.
this is why I struggle with finding an example of a double album that I love. But I will say the Nick Cave one, that's actually
Yes.
2 albums, The Liar Orpheus
Yep.
and
Great stuff. Yep.
and oh my god, Abattoir Blues.
Yeah.
But not in that order.
Superb.
Actually, switched. Yeah.
Superb.
That's a good double album. But I do like The Wall. That's actually my favorite Pink Floyd.
I'm just surprised you like a Pink Floyd album.
Yeah, no, I like The Wall, and I'll put on The Wall.
Yeah.
I have the vinyls
Oh,
of
wow,
it from
okay.
my dad. So
I am surprised. I'm shocked and surprised
yeah,
because it's fine. Like, it's not my favorite. I'm more of a Pink Floyd fan than you are. So.
Yeah, no, but I like The Wall. I can get into it. But I also I was playing a little like coy with that just because to me I don't see how you marry those two. But I think I'm okay with both of those being double albums. Like,
Yeah,
but
I think my issue with most quote unquote double albums is that in my mind, if you have that many songs on a single album or a single like track list, the chances of them all being solid is increasingly slim. Like, there's a reason why albums tend to be around 10 to 13 songs. Because you've weeded out the chaff.
mm-hmm.
It's you've done the work, you've done the editing, and so part of me is like 20 some odd songs.
There's okay. So I know you're not a big Sufjan fan, but
yeah,
Age of Odds,
yeah,
that album I consider that a double album because you've got the normal album, and then you have the final song, which is
what,
30
like 30 minutes, yeah,
like 28 minutes long,
yeah,
and that's like the second album. But that song,
but
rocks.
if you recall, I'm actually a big fan of that album. It's actually the album I like the most of his.
Okay, well, it's good.
Because he actually did something different for once.
It's a fantastic album, and the only time I've ever seen Sufjan was on that album's tour, and they closed out with "Impossible Soul," which is that's cool. 28-minute song, and it was incredible, and it was amazing, and yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I would go to a Sufjan concert in a heartbeat because I've seen enough photos and like videos of his concerts. It'd be a hell of a fun time.
Well, you know who I saw who opened? DM Stiff. So
nice. See,
that's how I got involved.
DM Stiff fan
with the Stiff.
Although the last album I wasn't as big on, but that's beside the point.
He has 3 albums in the course of 15 years, so
exactly.
What's another 5 more years to get a better one?
Yeah. Whatever.
Like, we've been going for about an hour now.
Okay, well, let's talk about the movie then.
Yeah, I think it's time. It's time to talk about the movie.
I think we can truncate it. This is not like a serious movie at all.
I have things to say, and I think you do too.
I do too, yeah. So I want to start with your things.
But, okay, I guess you already talked a little bit about how you chose the movie, so we don't really need to go into that. You Googled it.
I Googled it. Although I didn't use Google, I used DuckDuckGo. Not that that's a thing, but whatever.
Can I ask just a probing question? I would like to probe you. What made you choose this one? Like, what about it got you got it?
So I love anything. I'm largely a pacifist. But
Mhm.
war films are great. Most war films are, a good watch. I especially like anything that has to do with dealing with specifically with World War II
Mhm.
resistance, like
Mhm.
underground resistance kind of stuff. And that's what kind of brought me to this. Admittedly, I was expecting more prison time than what was there.
Mhm.
Um, because the way the description sold me was that uh, he spends this time in this, prison because he gets ratted out,
Mhm.
and eventually comes out and tries to get revenge. I think that's a bullshit description because I think it's vaguely that, but not really.
It's a 2.5 hour movie, and
Yeah,
maybe the first 25 minutes are
is that
in
plot
a
line?
prison. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Um,
yeah.
so yeah, I expected a little bit more of a straightforward storyline, maybe.
Mhm.
Um, Admittedly, to the credit of whoever wrote the article, they said that it was notorious for its fairly um, underplayed and realistic portrayal of resistance. And I think they're
Mhm.
spot on that.
Mhm.
Because I think that plays into my overall feeling of the movie. But I'm curious
Mhm.
to hear what you have to say first.
Yeah. So when you go to Wikipedia for this movie, you'll read a little bit about it, and you'll read. I need to pull up the description. So
Do it.
because
Um,
I think how I read this is important to how I like kind of processed the movie. But there, Army of Shadows. Uh, oh man. Um, oof. Wild. Oh, okay. Here, I found it. Um, yeah, while portraying its characters as hero, this might be what you were saying.
yeah.
Heroic. The film presents a bleak, unromantic view of
Yes.
the resistance. Um, Although I read it a little bit differently because I think that the movie does the opposite. It's actually a
Really?
really well bleak. It gets that,
Yeah, bleak, very much so.
but I don't think it does the unromantic part
Really?
because
Interesting.
the whole time I was like, "This is so sexy. This is so like
Oh man, you and I had
this."
very different
No,
experiences of this
no,
movie.
no. I thought they were so cool during the most of the movie. Like
Yeah,
they were like sliding by. I don't know if we had completely different experiences
yeah,
because I wonder where we come to at the end here.
yeah.
So, you know, the thing that I felt the most, and I felt this even when you go into the prison and you start kind of getting a feel for this character and who he
Mhm.
is and what he's doing. My initial thought was this would be so fun to role play as, to like play
Mhm.
a Dungeons and Dragons version
Yeah, that'd be
of
badass.
the French resistance. And I
I'm
feel like
surprised that Risk hasn't put out a tabletop game.
no, I mean I actually looked for like game based on the French resistance and there is one. There's like a
Oh,
video
really?
game. I don't
That's
I
cool.
don't know if it's good. I didn't look into it much more, but yeah. But I was like, "Oh, this is so cool." And that's what I mean by romantic is it makes it seem sexy in that way. Like, "Oh, I would like to do this for a night, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
As a game.
as a game. And, you know, even just like the scene of him like dropping in back into France, you
Yeah.
know, he's never I actually have like pictures on my phone of him with the tape holding his glasses because I was like, oh, that's really goofy that he just has this dumb tape holding his glasses. But he's like never jumped out of a plane before and he just lands, you know, perfectly and he like gets his suit on. You know,
Yeah.
it's real James Bond shit. Um
But
and
with maybe a like a element of realism added in.
so what's it's interesting because you're getting this and then the movie will have these very stark moments
Yeah.
where these characters that you're rooting for
Hmm.
have to inflict severe amounts of violence on themselves.
Yeah.
And
And by the end, one of their own.
that's where it starts getting bleak.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
maybe I don't want to be these people. Um, and I think it's made even worse by the fact that though the Nazis are bad, we all know that they're bad. In the movie, they feel way more ambient than
Oh yeah, you
actually.
seldom see they're not given much characterization at all.
They're not given much
The threat
characterization.
is felt.
The
That's it.
threat is felt, but it's more of like kind of an overall like suffocation rather
Yeah.
than
Hmm.
these people who are like in almost every other World War II movie they're
Yep.
they're very evil. You can think
Yep.
of Inglourious Bastards, Schindler's List. You have these like
Hmm.
these atrocities that you see inflicted by these people. This could very well just be, uh, a country that has taken over.
Yeah.
And yes,
You could transpose this onto any conflict,
I
and
think
it would feel the same.
I think there's a couple of instances where maybe they cross over into like, oh, they're doing evil shit. But even like the prison, it's not presented as an overly dark concentration camp. It's just kind of a prison. People are allowed to play chess, and
Yep.
different things like that. And again,
Although they're not given medical care.
yes. So there is some evil being portrayed on screen, but again, you're kind of bringing that knowledge into this, knowing
Yeah.
how evil the Nazis are, but the threat is felt. And so the people in the middle really felt to me like they were just kind of playing this game. And here are the parameters. And then they're just running around, trying not to get caught,
Yeah.
but, but having this game. And then this game dictates that they inflict damage on one another. And I think that's where.
Or on themselves, yeah.
On themselves, yeah. And that's where you had these characters who were like, wait, is it worth it? Are we doing anything? Are we accomplishing anything? And do we have to kill this person? Like, we love this person, and then you have this conflict. And
Because the movie does not end well.
no, the movie
Like
doesn't
all of them
end
either
well.
die or are arrested, or like it goes like it's not hopeful at all.
And there's no true accomplishment too.
No.
So getting to why it was so like controversial at the time was, I guess, in the 70s in France, 1970s or late 60s, the French Resistance was not viewed positively. And so this was seen as a positive portrayal. Which,
man, that's
a
weird descriptor.
I feel like that's a bit of a reach. So, like, I was not, and again, maybe I misread my Wikipedia article here.
Well, maybe, I could maybe buy it up until the final scenes where they kill the lady.
So this is what I was saying was it feels very sexy in some ways, and in some ways, like, the filmmaking gives these moments of coincidence, and where the hero, quote unquote, or the guy that we're watching, Philip, where he kind of gets out of, escapes from places, and that's kind of exciting, but it's all building to them killing this lady whose only mistake was loving her family too much.
Yeah.
Right. And they kill her, and then immediately after they kill her, it does kind of this like end scene where it freeze frames on each character and tells you their fate, and they all die in terrible ways.
Yeah. I had so many feelings about this film, in that I would say about 68 to 70% of the time I was extremely bored. I think that's to the credit of the writers and the director, though, in that it is a very bleak and very unassuming portrayal of the resistance. And this is where I think the parts that are so stunning, like the scene where our main protagonist is forced to run to the far wall in a prison, and while the guards are shooting a automatic weapon at them, you can't take your eyes off of that scene. And there are a handful of scenes like that are just really rich and really tense, and you can't do anything but watch them. So that's about 30% of the film. But the other 70% is very, like, humdrum, like, this is the work of resistance. This is the work of being, this is subterfuge. This is, like, trying to find connections where connections may or may not be. This is trying to pull strings where, in order to get to places where you need to kill someone or whatever it is. The question that came to my mind, and I'm curious to see how you answer this, because actually this conversation prior to this point has made me re-question my question here. Because I think you're right. I think there is an element of, I don't think I realized it until you kind of broke it down. There is a little bit of a sexiness to it, or romanticism on some level to it. But my question is, what is the point of a movie showing the unassuming work of resistance when that could just be read in a history text? And I don't mean this as a knock against the film. I largely respected the film. I wouldn't say I necessarily always enjoyed it. But I like what they were doing, and I thought it was a very beautiful film. Like, the person who did the cinematography was excellent. Like, it was stunning in a lot of ways. But a lot of times I found myself asking, like, I could have read this, and that made me question whether or not a movie needed to be made about it. Because on some level, a movie is a...
Like, this movie could have been an email.
In some ways, yes. Like
Yeah.
like a movie by its very nature, the medium itself is an extrapolation of a truth into something that is exaggerated for
Mhm.
entertainment slash provocation or deep philosophical thought or whatever it may be. But it's not a humdrum accounting of like the day-to-day work of something. That is what textbooks are about. Not textbooks. Fuck textbooks. What history, like
Sure.
history books are about. Um, and that's why you go to history books to read about these things. Like if you want the nitty gritty, the nuts and bolts of a historical event, you go to a book. If you want to feel the magnitude and the excitement and the terror and the all these other things, if you want the emotional effect of this, you go to a movie. Um, and so part of me is like, that was my question going into this, but then I'm like, well, but what if the point is to show the boredom of resistance? Like,
I
because there's an element of it, like, resistance is not always exciting. Resistance is sometimes very bureaucratic and very like it's and sometimes it's really dirty and really like ethically questionable. So it's
so Blake, I think I have a little bit more for you too on what was kind of hooking me in the movie, and I do want to trace it back to like my original feelings that I said like, oh, this would be really fun as a game, and I actually think that was intentional in the movie. The reason why I think that is because when you start kind of meeting the different characters in this fictional resistance,
yeah.
you meet this one guy at a bar, and it turns out he's going to visit his brother. He visits his brother. His brother is a mathematician, and this
Mhm.
actually comes back
Who ends up being the
multiple
big boss.
multiple times. He ends up being the big boss. This secret like chief that they keep talking about, Luc Jaudier,
Yeah.
and I think that there is a connection. What you're kind of talking about, which is this idea of the boringness and kind of the lifelessness
Hmm.
of moving around the resistance, and then also the feeling that I was feeling, which is like this feels like a game to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it's portraying resistance is, oh, this is a game. This isn't real life. This is actually math.
Yeah.
And this is, you take these axioms and then it tells you that you need to do things in this way. And there's a scene later on where math comes back, where the main character Philip, he's stuck and he has to like lay low for a while, and he's going through everything, and all he has is math books to comfort him.
Hmm.
He doesn't have people visiting him. He has these stand-ins for love and family and relationship in math books that talk about the continuum and
Hmm.
and
Yep.
the transfinite, but can only approximate these things. And I think then the movie brings you back in after you're kind of going, you're with this character. The mathematician, the one who wrote those books, comes back, and he basically explains like why they need to perpetuate this deterministic violence on another
Mm.
character. And so I think the movie is trying to get you into this space of like these are the things these characters had to do, and it was dictated for them by the rules of war or whatever mathematical games you want to be playing. And this is how it tore them apart.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I think you're supposed to feel like there's a drudgery in it because it's kind of taking away their humanity and replacing it with math.
Well,
And
I think it's interesting,
Yeah.
like what you were naming, and what came to mind whenever you were talking about it originally, and I think this is what maybe shifted my opinion about my own question on it originally, was, well, what's the first thing you see in the movie? You see Philip being driven to the prison, and he goes into one of the houses where they keep the prisoners. And what are the three quote unquote fools that he calls them in his interior monologue?
Oh, yeah,
What
yeah.
are they doing? They're playing chess.
Yeah.
Like, what image in this film speaks to the rest of the film more than that?
Yeah.
Like, this is all chess. It's all a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like in the state of things now, where everything is gamified, everything is like, it feels. This movie feels almost prescient in a weird kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, no, ethics is all games. Like, ethics is a game, and it's nothing more than that. At least according to the rules of the movie. And honestly, like, the only way you could stay pure ethically on either side in that war was if you lost.
Yeah, well, and
like if you lost your life, or you lost if you lost your attempt at resistance, or if you lost your attempt at war, like, the only way you could win, because winning requires problematic ethics. Because for them, the only way they can keep the resistance going is to murder the person who is being threatened to reveal those secrets.
And again, yeah, her escape was to kind of give up the game and go towards her family, right? Like this,
which is the ethical choice.
Yeah,
I think
this
by most people's
relationship
standards. Yeah.
Yeah, versus the game, and and then you betray the game, and you need to be taken out, but at the same time, you have that moment of like, she was able to escape in this way, and I think you had different characters like Le Bison. I do like how there were two characters. There was Le Bison and Le Masque, and it was like, oh, this guy's really big. What should his nickname be? Oh, the Bison. Oh, this guy kind of has a strange face. What nickname should he have? The Mask. Okay.
Yeah.
But that made me laugh. But
that's also a very resistance-like thing, like having nicknames that cover up your actual identity.
Yeah. And so I think I think there was Bison like protested this, and I think that was a little bit of his humanity speaking up, and then even Philip, who is very cold and calculated almost the entire movie, you hear his inner monologue, in a couple scenes. One of them is the scene that you talked about, and it's this big thing that kind of enshrouds the rest of the movie about him. The Nazis essentially set up this game that like they're going to shoot after these people, and then if they make it to the end, they can stay another day.
Yeah, the first person who makes it to the wall will get to stay around and make it go on the next round.
Yeah, and so he he decides he's not going to play their game again because this is escaping the game, right?
Yeah.
This is like leaving the game by refusing to play it, and he's disappointingly, they convince him to run, through fear, and so he sees that as kind of a failure on his part, and then he gets um, rescued kind of magically. Again, he rolls a natural 20 and gets rescued. But you do get to see, the one extra piece of humanity at the very end was in his blurb. They talk about him being captured again, and then they say this time he didn't run, and so that's the
He
bleakest
stopped playing the game.
hope that you could get out of the movie is that but yeah, so I felt there was that in the movie.
Yeah.
It's very very subtle.
Jamison, you son of a bitch. You've actually shifted my opinion of this movie. Not that I disliked it. I've never disliked this movie. I thought there was a lot to really like about this movie, but I think I was really taken back by the drudgery of it and the utter boringness of it. But I think you're right. I think you're right that it had to do that in order to lay down the rules of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And the game is ultimately what they have to play in order to quote unquote win their goal or whatever you want to call it. But the game is rigged.
It's rigged.
It's rigged.
And getting back to they never actually reach a goal. Like, spoiler alert, there's nothing achieved. It's not a Bond movie where they stop that. So
you can look at this film and say it's absolutely hopeless.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is a reasonable reading of the film. I think because of your breakdown of it and kind of the interplay we've had, I actually see more hope in it than I did before. Weirdly enough, in that it basically, you see these little moments where they choose to leave the game, and that means death.
Yeah.
Not death by their own choice, but they see it as the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It's like, which is hopeful in its own way. It's a very bleak hope. It's a hard fought hope, but I mean, it's still hope. So
yeah. I think I told you that this movie made me. Have you ever had this happen to you where you watch a movie and you get kind of a brain worm for another movie, and you have to watch that movie?
Oh yeah. I want to dig into this because I'm intrigued.
I mean, I feel like this is so surface level after what we've just talked about, but literally the movie that got stuck in my head as like, oh, you need to watch this.
Oh, it makes so much sense now. Why this movie got stuck in your head
is literally a movie called The Game by David Fincher.
Yeah.
And I want to preface this by, I did rewatch this. I still don't like this movie. I thought maybe I would. I thought maybe, this would unlock it, and it would be kind of about this. The movie, it does kind of have that same arc where in order to escape the game, he has to fake commit suicide, which
is a weird thing to do.
It's a really weird thing to do, and weird thing to make the focal point of the movie without something backing it. And I think maybe that's why I just ultimately don't like this movie. I don't think that there's that much depth in the game, and maybe it's that it's too abstracted away from anything. There's like there are some weird flashbacks about the character's past that never really flesh out, that I feel like could, help
Yeah.
the movie. But yeah, it's anyway. So yeah, I had a brainworm about watching that, rewatching it, maybe giving it another shot in the context of this, and it's fun to watch Michael Douglas. I feel like
Yeah.
he doesn't get.
I don't particularly like Sean Penn in that movie.
He's
like,
all right.
I don't think he does a good job, honestly.
I think it was before he was a good actor, right?
Yeah.
I think
it's no one battle after another, which I think he was the best part of that movie.
Yeah, I absolutely loved him in One Battle After Another. So this was like right in between Fast Times at Ridgemont High and I Am Sam. You get Sean Penn in the game, and so you can kind of see that the trajectory is going pretty poorly. then you hit I Am Sam, which gets I'll just say it's most remembered for being parodied in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
And then I think after that you have some
I saw
reclaiming.
You know something funny? I saw I Am Sam in theaters when it came on.
You know what?
I also saw Radio in theaters. Do you remember Radio?
I do remember Radio. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Cuba.
No, we shouldn't be mourning Cuba. We should be mourning Ed Harris.
Oh, okay.
He was the dad. He was the coach in that movie.
Oh, he was the coach in that movie? Yeah. Well, I feel like Ed Harris has since that movie made some good ones.
Oh, he's made tons. Like one or two bad movies is not gonna affect his career.
I don't feel like Cuba Gooding Jr. has maybe there's a Cuba Renaissance on its way. I don't know.
have my doubts about that. I have my doubts about that. Not in the same way that Matthew McConaughey had a renaissance. Because I actually think McConaughey's a good actor.
You know what, though? Here's the thing. There is hope for Keanu Reeves. There's hope for...
Hey, don't be knocking Keanu. He's a good actor. He's a good actor.
I think good is kind of relative. I think Keanu is a very, very likable person. And
he seems
also
to be one of the nicest fucking people in the world.
And likable on screen. Even if he's not very convincing on screen. So I
still maintain that his best role is A Walk in the Clouds. And it required the most of him.
Okay. You know what? I will...
I mean, My Father-in-Law, that's his favorite fucking movie. And this man went to Vietnam.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it is fascinating. He's also kind of an a-hole, but whatever.
Do you think he wants to be on the podcast?
No. No.
Are you sure?
He does not want to be on the podcast.
I think my new podcast, White Whale, has appeared.
It's My Father-in-Law.
Getting your father-in-law on.
He would spend the whole episode not talking much.
What if we did it this way, where I had my father-in-law on, and you had your father-in-law on, and we brought our father-in-laws together?
I don't think our father-in-laws would get along.
I think... Well, I actually disagree with that, just only because I think my father-in-law will try to get along to or with everyone. So
That's fair. But your father-in-law seems like a nice person.
yeah, he's nice. He is nice.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's funny. It's funny for me. Like I always look at directors, and I'm always looking for the directors that have not a single spot on their filmography.
Mm.
So far, Jeff Nichols is the only one. Even Fincher, who I adore Fincher, has some blots on his filmography. Benjamin Button, I would even say that this is on the low end of his films. The Game. I don't think Mank was very good.
I didn't see Mank. And
it's fine. It needed an editor, honestly.
But okay, so Fincher.
But when he is good, he is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I like Fincher movies. I like Zodiac, fantastic. I like even I consider Seven to be schlocky, but it's really good.
Oh yeah.
And
it's very 90s.
Yes,
it's very 90s.
I think it's 90s, but in the good ways. Whereas I think The Game is 90s in bad ways.
Even Panic Room is good.
Yeah. Can I give one more onto your directors without a spot? Charles Lawton.
Actually, technically, Joel Petrakis.
Oh yeah,
friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod, Joel Petrakis. That could be a Blake and Jamison joke. We'll never reveal why it's so funny.
No, it's too soon. Our heart still aches.
Yeah. But in a good way, in a positive way.
In the best of ways. I love it when this happens, like on air. It doesn't happen often when my opinion of a movie shifts in the short period of time that I'm discussing it with someone on a podcast. It's only happened maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 times in my entire life. And I think this is one of them. Because I like I said before, I never hated this film. That was not ever a thing, but my appreciation for it has increased significantly.
I do want to say, when it ended, I didn't know what to do with it immediately. And I had a few moments where I was like thinking some things, and then I had to go on a couple runs in order to bleed out some of those thoughts. So, but yeah, it definitely stuck with me the following days, and I kept thinking about it. So
it makes sense that a lot of critics named it as their best film for 2006. Like their best foreign film in 2006. Or on their top films.
Yeah.
Like it makes sense because it's very well made. And I maintain it's a very beautiful film.
Yeah.
Like the scenery, the shots, it's just well put together. The editing is sharp. Like it's a great film.
Yeah, and I wasn't wrong in remembering it was it's caused a bunch of controversy when it was released in France because critics thought that it was portraying this person in a much more positive light than he was
Which
felt.
Is so weird.
Felt
because
in
I don't
the
see that at
culture.
all.
And this is where, we're two dinguses from America who have no true connection to outside of history books to the French Resistance. And that's where, maybe it was way more positive in its portrayal or seemingly, but I have
Because
a
on
hard
some
time.
level,
Yeah.
if we were living in France in the 1940s, there's a world in which we were just as fearful of the Nazis as we were the French Resistance.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's the case. Maybe there was an element of threat from the resistance side of things that we don't feel.
Yeah. But yeah, who knows? Anyway, I mean, there's a couple moments of hope for these characters. So I don't think that means that they were portrayed positively, but so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Man. Good shit.
uh,
See, this is cinema, folks.
you know what? Before we do our cold close, I would like to give a shout out.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Please
I
do.
want to give a shout out to our audio engineer, Justin Wiechec. So
Are you sure it's not Wiechec?
wasn't sure. I was
He doesn't give a
Wiechec.
shit. I can guarantee you.
Okay, well, Justin, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for not remembering your name the past episode, and I want to give you a shout out because I actually do really appreciate the work that you do. So
Same here. And I just want to point out to the people listening to this podcast that I know this was not actually the case, but I just want to note that right before Jamison gave this apology to Justin, he picked up a piece of paper. And it almost seemed like he was reading off of the paper. And then after he finished it, he laid the paper back down, which is hilarious.
son of a bitch. I didn't want to just say Justin W. After my big faux pas last time, and so I had it written down. I'm sorry, I don't.
Hey, dude,
Yeah.
it's just as likely I have it said wrong. So
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
asked him how he pronounces his last name.
Yeah.
I knew for the first year, I knew him as Polish husband.
Well, you know what?
So
Thank you, our audio engineer, Polish husband. So, there you go.
who apparently can quote The Matrix line by line, but from memory. So there you go.
You
Speaking
know
of
what?
Keanu Reeves.
You know what would be a really good episode of Flyby Films is if we do a live viewing of Justin quoting The Matrix. So we watch The
What do you
Matrix.
say, Justin? What do you say of just an episode where you're quoting the movie as it's playing?
We could have the soundtrack playing behind you.
Yeah.
And then just
let you go.
Quoting.
Huh. We'll let you know how this goes because this is a very good idea. I like where you're going with this, Jamison.
It's a very good idea. Very good.
Very. We may have to pay him a little extra cheese and root beer, but I think he might do it.
All right.
All right.
Well, with that,
Bye.
bye.